Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's me, Mary, and I am here today with 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, Season 6, Episode 8, Much Ado About Nothing. And yes, this episode was Much Ado About Nothing. So let's hop right into it. So I want to start off with Lily and Josh. They're my favorite couple so far this season. They're the only couple that gives me hope, kind of. But as a longtime watcher of 90 Day, and I'm sure you guys see the same pattern, usually when a couple starts off the beginning of the season with, what I call minor issues, by the end of the season, they're at each other's throats, getting ready to kill each other. I hope that's not the case with these two because I like them. So, this episode, Josh is meeting Lily's sister, okay? And he is nervous AF because he wants Lily's family to like him. And the little thing about him not working kind of makes him nervous, okay? So Lily's sister is impressed with Josh's Chinese pronunciation of the word teacup, okay? And then she starts having a conversation with Lily in front of Josh, solely in Chinese. So Josh is kind of sitting there awkwardly, like, and Lily's sister is like, we worry about you because your idea, your concept of love is very different than what, Chinese people usually do. So Lily confides that when she was 18, she was set up by an older woman with this guy, fell madly in love with him, and decided to marry him. Her family, her parents were totally against the marriage because they thought Lily was too young at the time. And shortly after they got married, her relationship fell apart. So, as her sister says, her family is worried about her because Josh doesn't have a job. So, her sister asked Josh, what did you used to do back in the United States? And Josh said, I sold heating parts or whatever he did, but he's not working now. He can't work in China. Okay. He's there on a spousal visa. He can't work. So Lily's sister asked him a valid question. What can you provide for my sister since you're not going to be able to work? He could do electrical things. He could carry her equipment. He loves cleaning, gardening, cooking. So basically, he'll be the house husband while Lily works. Now, Lily's sister's like, of course, my whole family's worried about her because we feel that she's going to need to work twice as hard, okay, to support her and Josh. So, Josh, Lily's sister asked Josh, are you a romantic person? Because, my sister is a romantic person. And Josh says we're both hopeless romantics. And, I know it made, the one thing that I'm here for, he said basically, is because I love your sister. I love her. I want to be with her and I want to make this work. So hopefully Lily and Josh will work out and they won't be trying to strangle each other by the end of the season. But I foresee Josh not being able to work becoming a huge issue in their relationship. We haven't heard Lily say that she's bankrupt or broke in the past couple of episodes, which is a good sign. Okay. But I predict the money will be a huge factor and it may cause them to break up. I hope not. So now moving on to this fun loving couple, we have Dempsey and Statler. So they're doing this van life. Okay, they're doing this van life. Their stuff is all crammed in the van, and they're on the road. Okay, and Dempsey is totally excited. She's like, "Yay!" And Statler's like, "Yay!" I guess. Okay, yay. So on the road, they pull over, and Dempsey teaches Statler all the logistics of van life. You have to put water in the water pump, and there's this line and this, and Statler's like, thank goodness I have Dempsey because I would be fucking lost. I have no idea. I didn't even know there was such a thing as a water pump. I thought you just turn on a faucet and the water comes out. I have no idea where the water comes. A water pump? Get the fuck out of here. So Dempsey goes into the van to check out the most important thing. How do you turn the fucking heat on? And she has, her phone with the flashlight, and she's looking at all of these panels and this boiler thing. It's in like a cupboard in the kitchen. She like opens up the thing and she's like looking with, her phone flashlight, and she has no idea what the fuck she's doing. She has no idea what's for what push what button is going to make what turn on, what turn off, what explode. She has no clue. So she calls the guy that she bought the van from. She leaves him a message. She's waiting for him to call back. And the guy calls back, okay, and tells her what buttons to push. She gets the heat on. And Statler is like, thank goodness, because I would have been one crikey biatch. Now, Statler made a statement which I found very interesting, okay? She said, lesbians have a tendency of going in all in very quickly, but this is like lesbianism times 10 or whatever she said. I found it interesting, that statement, that generalization, I should say. I don't know. I think it was just her and this particular relationship, because if I recall correctly, she wanted to become engaged and move in with Dempsey after spending 2 days with her. Okay, so I just found it very interesting that she made that statement. So Dempsey got everything working. They have heat. They're not going to freeze to death tonight. Okay. Um, Statler is still trying to soak everything in, and just realize that this is going to be her new normal. She's going to be living in a van, parking in a different spot every night. She's going to have to put water in the water pump, dump out the sewage, turn on the heat, all those things that come with van life. So she's just, soaking it all in. But for the night, they're going to set up their bed and go to sleep in a nice warm van and not freeze overnight. So we'll see what happens with these two next week. So moving on, we have another crazy, fun-loving couple, Corona and Inky Winky. Okay, so Corona gets all dressed up in this funky outfit, spike boots, heels this big, boobs hanging out, tats showing, real funky ass outfit to go to a flea market. Okay, that's where Inky's taking her. He's taking her to like a traditional Iceland flea market, and she's dressed up like she's going to a concert. So he's like, wow, stunning. And she didn't like his response to her outfit. She's like, oh, so that's what I'm gonna get? That's what I get now? Just oh wow, stunning. Oh, okay. And he's laughing at her because he's like, but what do you want? I said you look stunning. Like, what more do you want? And she's like, no, 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 it's cool. It's cool. I'll take it. Okay, Corona. So anyway, they, like I said, they were going to a flea market, and she was dressed like she was going to a club. Okay, so they walk around this flea market, which reminds the both of them of like grandma's attic. Okay, and he takes her to the bar where he tries to get her to eat an Icelandic delicacy. Okay, fermented shark. Corona couldn't even take, she couldn't even take a mini bite out of it. She was like, oh my goodness. She took the shot of vodka. You're supposed to eat the little shark bite and then take a shot of vodka. She like took a mini bite and then she immediately took a shot of vodka. Inky's laughing his ass off at her. She's like, I cannot do that. That smells nasty. That looks nasty. The texture is nasty. Hell's no. So she gets some waffles, And she's like, so I'm really excited about meeting your parents tomorrow. Tell me a little bit more about your parents so I can get a sense of what they're like. He's like, oh, yeah, well, my dad was born in 1940, which by my calculations makes him 84 years old. Okay, so my dad was born in 1940. My mom is a priest's daughter. My dad grew up in a very, very poor part of Iceland, but they're very cool, great people, generous. You'll like them. Trust me, you'll like them. And Corona's like, I don't know how to put this, but I'm just gonna ask you, have they ever interacted or seen a black person before? So Icky's like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. Don't worry, it'll be fine. So Corona's like, this is gonna be interesting. Okay, so we're gonna see next week when she meets the parents, because like Corona said, she could be a little much. And what if his parents don't want to accept her in the family? What if, like she said, they don't want this crazy black bitch as the mother of their grandchildren? What's going to happen with their relationship? Because Corona says she knows that she could be a crazy bitch, okay? And she could be a lot to take. And remember, she's not soft partnering anymore, okay? She is hard partnering, Ingi. So she could be a lot to take. So we'll see what happens when she meets the parents. As we could see in the preview for next week, Inky's mom's like, oh my goodness, you're so pretty, and goes to touch her hair. And she's like, I never let anybody touch my hair. So we'll see how the interaction goes. But Corona's like, I know Inky's serious because he's never taken anyone home to the parents. I'm going to be the first. So yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Moving on, we have Joanne. Oh, Joanne, I really hope this works out for the best. Okay, so Joanne is going to Ireland to reunite with her husband of 2 years, Sean. But no one knows she's married. And not her mom, who's going to be cat sitting, okay? And not her children, not anyone. No one knows she's married. So her mom shows up to get all the instructions on how to take care of the cat. Okay. And her mom is not crazy about Sean. Let me tell you, Mama is not crazy about Sean. And Mama is the typical Italian mom. Okay. Don't fuck with her. So she's like, it's a matter of respect. He's been with my daughter for how many years? I haven't had one conversation with him. Haven't talked to him once. Like, well, what the fuck? It's a matter of respect. So she was supposed to go to Ireland. Well, let me rephrase that. Joanne wanted her to go on this trip to Ireland with her and the boys. This is going to be the boys' first time meeting Sean. And then surprise, he's your stepdad. But Mom didn't want to go because she feels like Sean disrespects her by not having a conversation with her. So she breaks the news. She breaks the news that she's married. And her mom is like, oh, what the fuck? Excuse me? Excuse me? You're married and I'm just finding out now. Like, I was with you through one of the worst times in your life. 15 years ago, Joanne was diagnosed with a aneurysm. And then they found several more. And the aneurysm was close to her heart. So she had to have open heart surgery. So she went through a hell of a lot of medical shit 15 years ago, and her mom was by her side. So her mom is hurt. She understands the whole YOLO, you only live life once. I love Sean. He's the greatest guy on the face of the earth. I want to marry him. You should have just fucking told me, Mama says. I understand. I would have understood. I would have been pissed off, but not as pissed off as I am now, finding out that you've been married to this dude for 2 years now. So We're going to see how this all plays out. Because next week we see her taking off with the boys to Ireland. And she says that she doesn't know what she's going to do if the boys don't like Sean, if this thing doesn't, mesh well and work out. She doesn't know what she's going to do. Yeah, girl, your mom is mad. That's all I have to say. So now, finally, closing out with these fools. They are getting on my last nerve more and more as the season is passing. James and Tata. So when we last left off last week, Tata was having a meltdown in her parents' house, and she was kissing her mother's feet, begging her mother for forgiveness for being a burden on them even after she got married. She explained to them about their debt with the car in the United States, the 8,000 that they owe. They don't have any fucking money, but they're gonna move to Thailand and live there permanently. I mean, Indonesia and live there permanently. But it's all good. So Tata is kissing her mom's feet, begging for forgiveness. James has no fucking clue what's going on. Okay. He's in the awkward position of all this drama is going on around him in another language. And he's like, what in the fuck is happening? His wife is like wailing and kissing his mother-in-law's feet. And he's like, okay, what is happening? So Tata's father tells her that she also has to apologize to her husband. Okay. So she apologizes to James for not being the best wife that she can be, but she will certainly try her best. Okay. So now they go back to the motel, and Tata goes from, she goes from the chick that was crying, kissing her mother's feet. Oh, I'm sorry, my love, for not being the best wife I can be to you. I promise I will do better. To turning into this raging lunatic that was like, I was so upset and crying because you were pushing me. You wanted me to translate two languages in my brain at the same time. You wanted me to talk, translate, chew gum, walk at the same time. What is wrong with you? No, it is your fault. It is all you. And James is like, hold up. Wait a second. I thought we agreed that we were both going to sit down and have the conversation with your parents, that you were going to start off the conversation. Okay. And it looked like you were trying to throw me under the bus because you kept pushing me to talk to them when it's supposed to be a team effort. So Tata's like, you know something? Fuck this. Fuck this. I'm done. I want to go sleep in my mom and dad's house. I'm done. And James is like, that's real nice. That's real nice that you want to leave your husband abandoned in a strange country. Okay. And we talked about this before we came here, that if moving back home was going to cause all these unnecessary problems and strains on our marriage, that we will move back to the United States. So Tata, who just finished wiping the crocodile tears from her eyes, because I'm sorry, she's drama queen, okay, realizes, something? I better stop my shit because it's not good. James has been here for 2 days and he's already talking about going back to the United States. So before I find myself being dragged back to the United States, let me apologize and make up with my husband. Okay. Because if I keep acting like a fucking brat, I may find myself in another situation that I don't want to deal with. So her and James make up and everything's okay. So we'll see what happens next week. So if you guys didn't get a chance to check out my happily ever after recap with Kelly from last night for part 4 of the tell-all, you got to check it out. I had an unexpected guest who was in my comments, brought her up, and she dropped some tea about Angela that I think you need to hear. So that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching me, guys. Please subscribe if you don't already. Hit that like button and share my video with a friend or 10. See you next week. Thank you so much. Bye.